Day 2, I was here on day 1, ran with you the first marathon, in and out. How are we feeling for day 2? Now you're 2.5 marathons in.
2.5. Actually, I'm just about to hit 3. I'm a mile away from 3. Last night was rough. It was, quite honestly, I think it was the hardest first night of an ultra I've ever had. Could not stay awake. The only thing is mostly just because of, like, I have no stimulus here. I'm just trapped in my little prison cell.
Yeah.
And the world's having fun outside without me. You know, we're moving. We just hit 77 miles in 22 hours, 32 minutes. It's a 7-day, it's not a marathon, you know?
Right, yeah.
Sprint. So the whole plan yesterday was beat the legs into submission because they won't hurt any more than they do now, but you gotta tell your brain that. Because your brain thinks otherwise, your brain thinks it's gonna get worse, but it really doesn't.
Okay.
Dialing into pace, you know, world record pace is 81 miles a day. So we're gonna get our 81 for the day, right around that 23 and a half to 24-hour mark, which is perfect.
Did you get any sleep last night?
Zave, how much did I sleep last night? 2.5, right?
Okay.
An 8-minute, a 15-minute, 2 20s, another 8, a 10, and 90-minute before the sun came up, which first 24 hours is usually at most 5 to 8, so 5 to 8 minutes.
Oh my God.
So I got a lot of sleep last night, all things considered. So yesterday, I got to run with Rob while you were slacking, since I think you came in late yesterday. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Rob and I, we've known each other for 3 years now. I know a lot of his background with the Bronx Burners, but the way you two connected is pretty wild in such a, you know, in a city of 8 million people.
Right.
How 2 people connected on something so special together, and particularly your background and how you guys came up with the name the Bronx Burners. So what can you tell us about that?
Rob actually had a sign up in Central Park, and it said, if you're running the New York City Marathon, like, wave. And I actually waved at him, and then when I walked over to him, he was like, I promise you I'm not trying to sell you nothing. That's the first thing he said. I was like, okay, cool, I'll hear you out. And then he just wanted to know my story. He was like, is this your first marathon? Have you run a marathon before? And I told him yes. And I was like, the marathon I just ran was LA, and I kind of cramped up because I wasn't fueling enough. It was my first one. He was like, I'll help you with your fuel if you like do a little interview. I did a little interview, and then he was like, okay, great. This weekend, like, I think we met on like Tuesday or Wednesday, and he was like, this weekend, let's go for a long run. And when we went on that long run, I think it was about 10, 15 miles. All we had to talk about was me and my journey. I told him, like, I wanted to make running cool in the Bronx because growing up in the Bronx, you think like, all I could play is basketball, football, or like rap. Like, those are like the popular things that kids are like, I want to be like this person, I want to be like this person. And no one's ever like, I want to be like Eliud Kipchoge, like, I want to be like a long distance runner. Me running, people from my neighborhood could say like, if Shaq doing it, I could definitely do it. That was in my mind, but I never really knew like, how would I do that? On this run, Rob was giving me all kind of fuel. He was giving me like pickle juice, gels, electrolytes, and I'm like, jet fuel, everything. And we started hanging out. Like, we started going to the gym together. We started like training together. One day we were like in the gym, and he was like, we should do it. And I'm like, do what? He's like, we should start a run club. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how do we do that? And he was like, let's just show up where you used to run and do things like that. And I was like, okay, like, I used to train at this park across the street from Yankee Stadium. We just chose a random day, and we went to the park, and we walked on the track, and there was like 2 kids training. One was like doing track practice, and one of them was doing soccer. And we went up to them, we was like, hey, we're just gonna be here training. Like, if you guys wanna join in with us, join in with us. And me knowing kids from the Bronx, I challenged them to a race, which I knew they weren't gonna back down from. So I ended up racing them in like a 100-meter dash. And from that day on, they showed up to practice the next Wednesday. We was like, hey, we're gonna be here next Wednesday. Come out, bring a friend. And from that point on, we just showing up every Wednesday. We started with just 5 members. Now we're at over probably 150 members, aging from 3 to 5 to like 60 plus. The age range is like there and the communities there as well.
So how'd you guys settle on Bronx Burners though? I mean, obviously alliterations are cool, but like,
Yeah.
where does that come from?
They think because I was burnt in a house fire, they think Bronx Burners come from that. But Bronx Burners actually comes from, you heard it here first, the Bronx Bombers, because we practice next to the Yankee Stadium, and the Yankees are Bronx Bombers, and we practice on the track, so we're Bronx Burners. When I was younger, I got caught in a house fire at a very young age, and I used to walk with like a limp. I had like body dysmorphia, and honestly, a lot of kids was like scared to like touch me and be around me because for some reason they thought my skin was like a disease and like it would affect them. So I had it like a little rough growing up when it comes to that. I felt like sports was always like a great equalizer. Growing up, I noticed that I wasn't getting a lot of attention outside of sports. Me running during sports, me playing basketball, me playing soccer, I would get a lot of attention. That was my main drive in life. I may not get a lot of attention outside of sports, but doing sports, I felt like it brought me a lot of attention and a lot of love. I don't know if that's why you're running 700 miles in 7 days, is to bring you love, but that's what sports was to me. I felt like it was my outlet to getting attention and recognition.
So with your burns and your background and everything, like sport was your way of like overcoming everything and not feeling as alienated and outcasted and like, you know, more part of a community. So, you know, when you look at the Bronx Burners, like, is that a part of it, trying to create this community where, you know, young Shaqs are out running and they feel like they're a part of the team?
One of my biggest achievements is when I see myself and my student athletes, it doesn't matter like if you come first or last. When our cheer zone is out there on that course, anybody and everybody that's running with us is getting cheered with the same excitement. Everyone is getting the same amount of love. And I think they see that regardless of what pace they're running or how they got there. It just feels like these people care about me. These people show me love. I think we all deserve somebody that's out there cheering for us. Like, I'm not from here, I'm from St. Kitts. So most of my family is in the Caribbean. So when I have these races, like my mom is not there, my dad is not there, like most of my aunts and cousins are not there. The Bronx Burners is my chosen family here in America. I have a chosen family that I chose to be around and I chose to create that is here to support me in that same way. One life-changing experience that happened to me that I think that changed my whole trajectory, my soccer coach, Cammie Andrews, shout out to her. She actually started a GoFundMe for me in high school, and it allowed me to go away to college that semester. And every time I tell a story, I get a little teary-eyed, but it really changed my life. And a little gesture like that went a long way. And even now that I'm older, and I'm like, Cammie, like, let me repay you for that. She doesn't want my money. She's like, I'm not taking your money. Part of like me starting the Bronx Burners was feeling like passing it forward and like repaying her back and saying like, what she was for me, I want to be that for someone else. We have gave out over $100,000 in student scholarship, and I think I've paid it back. We have Isaiah, our first recipient of our scholarship. He now holds the long jump record for his school at Oneonta. Yusuf, he's now at Lehman College playing soccer, like living his dream. We have Kaitlyn. We were able to send her to a running camp. I think this summer was the second year in a row. And each time she goes, I could tell she's like definitely a star. I'm just happy I get to have her stand on my shoulders and like give her any opportunity to like not feel like the constraints of the Bronx. I definitely commend her and I can't wait to see where it takes her.
I was running with Shaq earlier, and he had a lot of really cool things to say, including how he sent you to running camp. And quite honestly, I hate running, especially before I, obviously, now as an adult. So what does one actually do at running camp?
Well, actually, what we did in running camp is that we usually have like time-to-time runs. Like, for example, we will run in the morning, take like some kind of break. Sometimes we have like different clubs or different activities.
Like, how many miles did you run?
In total that week, I ran 60 miles that whole week, which was, I wasn't expecting for me to do that much, but I just wanted to have fun and run as much as I can.
I don't think I ran 60 miles in a week until like a year ago. Why are you so into running right now?
Honestly, I feel like running is just a stress relief. And at first, it started off as like, you know, trying something new, like a little hobby. And then the more I got into it, the more I did running, I just fell in love with this. So, and I didn't do much running that summer, so I was like, you know, why not? I mean, you already loved it, so like, why not just continue that journey?
How long? So wait, you've been running for like only a year, or?
This will be, yeah, I've been doing running for a year. Like next year spring, it will be my second year.
And do you do any other sports, or just like the running? Or did you like do other sports?
I did do other sports. I was very active. I did a lot of dancing.
We can try to do a plie, and I don't even know how to spell that word or what it is, but I know it's a dance move.
Before track, the last sport I did was wrestling. I did 3 years of wrestling.
So how long have you been with the Bronx Burners for?
Honestly, since day one, since I started running.
Did you do the Bodega Mile?
The Bodega Mile, yes.
Did you win?
No.
Did you place?
No.
Did you have fun?
I did have fun. I was so close to placing. I did PR that day, and
Nice.
that's still like my personal record. I'm still trying to break it.
What's your PR?
My PR for a mile, I think it was like
I
5:45.
can't run that fast right now. Not a chance. You could definitely crush me in a 1 mile race right now for sure. With the Bronx Burners, they do a lot of, obviously they have like all the weekly runs and the events and stuff.
Yeah.
But one of their big things is like the scholarships. So what was it like to get that scholarship, and you know, what have you been able to do with that so far?
Honestly, I've been so happy and amazed to getting the scholarship, since these kind of things don't happen every day. But I feel like I'll just continue with my running journey, since honestly, thanks to them, I've just fell in love with running. It's honestly been amazing to find a community and be in a community. It's game-changing.
I figured Paul would need a little bit of caffeine, so I decided to come on down while running some neighborhood errands and dropping him off a cold brew. Anybody would need a little bit of caffeine running this type of marathon. Pretty insane stuff. I wish you nothing but love and luck, and you know, just get at it, man. Let's get some miles on those feet.
Go, Paul, you got this. The Bronx is with you. We're all with you. You got this.
Let's go, Paul. You got this. You got this. 1 mile at a time. 1 mile at a time.
Yeah, come on.